goes off on me. All right. Hopefully we don't lose Wi-Fi here. But hey, everyone. This is Anna Woods from Anna Woods Fitness, the founder of sheSTRENGTH, CEO of Team HomeGym. And I wanted to make you a little video this week. I coach a lot of women through a strength training program that I personally designed called sheSTRENGTH. And it's the basic introduction to weightlifting. And I have an online community that my gals are in, and we post videos and we encourage each other and we coach and learn the beginning basics of strength training. And then you graduate through the program to a higher level of strength training, and then we add in endurance training. And it runs on 5-week cycles. So anyway, this week I have a lot of new gals that have started, and they have a lot of questions about squats and why their knees hurt, how come they can't get their butt to build. And so I wanted to share with you a few tips that I'm telling them because I think they're going to be really crucial for a lot of you to learn from. So there's 3 things that I feel like a lot of people do wrong when it comes to building a booty and learning how to squat effectively to reach that area. So if you are logging on here and you're watching this, comment below so I can see who you are. Let me know if you have any questions, but we'll get started. So the first thing that a lot of people do wrong on leg day before they work on their squats and their lunges is warming up the butt. What happens is a lot of times people don't know how to use their butt muscles. Believe it or not, they don't actively fire if you're not telling them to. So there's a couple moves that I've shown in a video before, but I want to refresh people with about how to warm up your butt muscles before we start leg day. The first one is a good morning. So I tell my gals, get your broomstick, or like I have just a PVC pipe I got from the lumber yard on clearance, and you're going to keep your knees soft, feet shoulder width apart, toes turned out just slightly, and you're going to push the butt back as far as you can, like you're trying to touch the far wall behind you with your cheeks. Keeping the knees soft, don't lock them out, trying to get the chest to parallel. So now as you do this, when you go to stand up, I want you to squeeze your butt really tight and stand up with it. So you're going to feel a really tight stretch down the back of your legs, and you should also feel your butt muscles kick in when you squeeze them to stand up. So you're going to do about 3 sets of 5 to 10 of good morning. So that's your first step to warm up your butt muscles. The other one is using this band here. If you don't have one of these, a jump rope works. Also a long sleeve t-shirt that you can tie around. But you're going to put it around a little bit above your ankles. See if I can back up here so you can see me. And you're going to turn your toes in just slightly, and you're going to step side to side. Standing up tall, squeezing the ab muscles like I've said in videos before. Brace down, abs tight, step side to side. You should feel these butt muscles start to kick in, keeping those toes turned in just slightly. Doing 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 20 steps here. Again, you're going to feel those muscles kicking in. Glutes starting to wake up because they have to work to do this movement effectively. Now the next one, again, if you have a long sleeve t-shirt, a jump rope, or one of these bands, which I can help you get. I think I got mine off of powersystems.com, I believe. You're going to put it just above your knees here. Now, here's the first step to doing your squats effectively. I want your toes turned out just slightly, because turning your toes out just slightly allows the pelvis to drop down between your knees. If your toes are forward, it makes it really constricting to get to full depth that you need to kick your butt muscles in. So toes out just slightly. The band around your knees here because you're going to be driving your knees out against the band because that's what makes the butt muscles work. So a thing that I have a lot of my clients do first is go into a squat position, toes out. You're going to squat down, and I want you to press your knees out against that band. Now what you're going to feel is really tight. You're going to feel this turned on, and you're going to feel really strong here as you're pressing out. As soon as you let your knees come in, you see how I collapse? And everything falls inward, and it's not a strong position. But if I drive my knees out, then I'm in a really strong position here. My butt muscles are turned on. Again, if I let my knees go, here's what happens. You fall and you collapse. So here's the difference. Knees out, spreading the floor with my feet, driving my knees out against this band. If I let my knees collapse and turn my butt off, here's what happens. And you crunch, and that's an unstable position. So I'd recommend using a band, a long sleeve t-shirt, a jump rope, tie around your knees here, Do 5 to 10 sets of squats, nice and slow, driving the knees out against that band and making the knees stay out and tight. So that's step number 2. Warm up really well, step number 1 with the movements I showed you. Step number 2 is activate the glutes with these band, driving those knees out so you're squatting to a strong position. Number 3. This may end up turning into 4, but the next one is squatting to a low box, a ball, a low stool, something where you can feel your butt muscles coming back, because when you push your butt back to a target, you tend to squat very well. When you don't squat to a target, this is what it looks like. And you see how my knees are coming forward, and all of this pressure is on my kneecaps and my quads, and your backside never has to work. But if the first movement of your squat is butt back, drop to a low bench or stool, then to stand up, you have to press your feet into the floor and you have to use your butt muscles to stand up. So don't lunge into it. Butt back, squat to a low target, drive those knees out, stand up from that position, not lunging into it. Pretend like you have a cord hooked from your head to the ceiling. So you're going to do 3 sets of 10 here. Butt back, squat to a low target, stand straight up from that position, not lunging into your squat. So that's step number 3. The next one is use different variables to squat with. So use a PVC pipe, use a broomstick, use a barbell, but using different modes of squatting is also going to help work your muscles differently. So if you're doing a high bar, which you leave the bar up high and you stand upright more, you're going to squat here, you're going to work more quads. If you drop the bar down lower and you bend over more and squat, you're going to work the back side more. So I'm going to encourage you to do more of these deep back squats, low bar squats. Another way to work that is to add dumbbells. You keep the dumbbells at your sides. Again, toes out slightly, butt back first, drop. Keeping the dumbbells at your sides. You want the dumbbells over the midfoot. You can see me here. So that way you're staying balanced. Don't let the dumbbells come forward because that's pulling you out of the squat position. Keep them at your sides. Toes out slightly, butt back, squat here. All right, so my last and final extra tip I'm going to give you is if when you squat, your heels come up off the floor, you're not using your butt muscles. Press that butt back and drop. A lot of times people say, I cannot do that. So my number 4 tip, which is an extra one for you today, is stretch out those calves. Find a wall or a bicycle if you're like me. Press that toe up against and lean into it. Work these calf muscles. 2 minutes per leg. Bending the knee, straightening it out, bending the knee. Working all areas of that calf. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. A lot of times when your heels come up off the floor on your squat, it's because your calves are really tight. So stretching them out here, a good 2 minutes per side, and then retest your squat and see how it feels. Keep working that until those calves aren't so tight and your heels stay down. So those are my 4 tips for you today for building your booty. Warm up, wake up those glutes. Use the band or a jump rope or shirt to press your knees out against when you squat. Squat to a low box or a low target so that way you're making sure to push your butt back to use your glutes properly. And the last one is stretch your calves because a lot of times they're really tight, and if you squat and your heels come up, then you're not using your butt muscles. You're using all quads and kneecaps, which just causes knee pain. So 4 tips for you today. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you all soon.